Hebrews chapter 9 verses 24 to 28. Christ, offered once to take away the sins of many. Christ did not enter into a sanctuary made by hands, a copy of the true one, but heaven itself, that he might now appear before God on our behalf. Not that he might offer himself repeatedly, as the high enters each year into the sanctuary with blood that is not his own. If that were so, he would have had to suffer repeatedly from the foundation of the world. But now once for all he has appeared at the end of the ages to take away sin by his sacrifice. Just as it is appointed that human beings die once, and after this the judgment, so also Christ, offered once to take away the sins of many, will appear a second time, not to take away sin, but to bring salvation to those who eagerly await him. Sanctuary made by hands. Exodus 15:17 is the very first time the word sanctuary is used in the Bible, and we clearly see its meaning. The place where you made your seat, O Lord, the sanctuary, O Lord, which your hands established. The sanctuary was not established by man, but by God the Father who made it with his own hands. We call this sanctuary heaven. The sanctuary was of God's design, and a symbol of where he lived on earth. Israelites were journeying through the Sinai, and needed a movable place where God could live. As he directed their journey, this would become known as the tabernacle, a tent, made by human hands. The Ark of the Covenant which Moses had built at God's direction could also be found in the tabernacle. In Psalm 114 verse 2 we read that, it became God's holy place, Israel, God's domain. In 1 Chronicles 22:19 we hear God tell the Israelites to build a sanctuary. This sanctuary built at the direction of God would become known as the temple. Within what would become the temple was the Holy of Holies, where God and the Ark resided. The Holy of Holies was covered by a veil, and no one was allowed to enter except the high priest, and even he could only enter once a year on Yom Kippur, the Day of Atonement, to offer the blood of sacrifice and incense before the Ark of the Covenant or mercy seat. In today's reading verse 24 reads, "For Christ did not enter in by hands, a copy of the true one, but heaven itself, that he might now appear before God on our behalf." Jesus didn't enter a sanctuary, a tent, a tabernacle, temple, or Holy of Holies, but he entered heaven and appears before God on our behalf. The temple veil was a constant reminder that sin separates humanity from the presence and friendship of God. The fact that the sin offering was offered annually, and countless other sacrifices repeated daily, showed graphically that sin could not truly be atoned for, or erased by mere animal sacrifices. Jesus Christ, through his death, has removed the barriers, the veil, between God and man, and now we may approach him with confidence. Hebrews chapter 4 verses 14 to 16, "Therefore, since we have a great high priest who has passed through the heavens, Jesus, the Son of God, let us hold fast to our confession. For we do not have a high priest who is unable to sympathize with our weakness, but one similarly been tested in every way, yet without sin. So let us confidently approach the throne of grace to receive mercy and to find grace for timely help." Romans chapter 5 verses 7 and 8, "Indeed, only with difficulty does one die for a just person, though perhaps for a good person one might even find courage to die. But God proves his love for us, in that while we were still sinners, Christ died for us.